What you think of that?
What's up? Good morning on this nice sunny day here in where I'm at. I'm glad you're here. I'm hoping that we can have some fun today at the Sketch Space. What is the Sketch Space? I'll just have to sort of explain this for everybody. Sketch Space was a place that I want to create that is made up of your imagination. It's a safe place for us to just be creative and draw and just have fun. And so this is what it's all about. There are a few things that help us to enjoy our time better here in the Sketch Space. First off is to manage expectations. And what I mean by that is that I'm not looking for anything finished today. We're only going to have a 30-minute drawing session, and that's a lot. It's not a lot of time to draw a finished piece. Some people can do it. Some people are faster than others. I'm not so fast. I like to take my time, but in the Sketch Space, that's all we have because I don't want to keep you here for hours on end. So we manage expectations. I'm not looking for anything finished. Sketch is just the start anyways. So I encourage you to take the sketch that you are working on today and then work on it more later on, and that just helps you with your drawing journey. And the second thing is there's no need to compare. Make sure to just don't look at other pieces of artwork and say, oh, that's so much better than mine or whatever. Your journey is your creative journey, so it's your unique journey, and that is what causes a sort of like, your own voice and your own style to come out. Because if everybody looks the same, then art would be boring, and that's not what we're after, right? And the third thing is to have fun. Drawing should be fun. And I want to make it that way. So that's what the Sketch Space is. There's no expectations, you're not, this is not for school, or because you're not going to get graded, and it's not for work, you're not getting paid for it. So yeah, that's Sketch Space. It's just for fun. And so what we do at the Sketch Space is that we go through a drawing prompt, and it'll come up with something like this, and I'm going to hit that try again button, and it'll come up with something new for us to draw, and we'll have 30 minutes to draw that. Okay? All right. I want to say hi to Michaela, hi to Olive as well. Thank you for coming by, and let's get to our, what are we going to do here? Let's see. Hit the try again button, and amused werewolf playing a VR game while throwing up absolutely everywhere. That's gonna be great. Okay, so again, we'll do 30 minutes. Let me just get that clock going. Oops. Hello. Countdown to a countdown timer. Not 10 minutes. 18. Cool. So 30 minutes, and we are going to be drawing. Oops. Let's not do this, but let's do that. So an amused werewolf playing a VR game while throwing up absolutely everywhere. Let's start the clock. You draw whatever comes to mind. You can draw what I'm doing, or you can do your own thing. I'd rather see you do your own thing, because that's what it's all about. So I'm gonna get started. I was practicing a little bit earlier. I was drawing, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Eternals, and I was drawing one of my favorite characters from that, Cersei, who is played by Gemma Chan. And so yeah, let me just show you Just how it just starts from this thing, from a really funky sketch all the way to blockouts of color, and then I just started getting into the details and fixing her face, fixing proportions and stuff. So, and this is the magic of like what a sketch can be, is that it's from this, it can then, you know, with time you work on it and stuff, you start to add details and more details, and then you finally get something that you're going to be happy with. So same with this. Start with a new file. Okay, so we're gonna go with a amused werewolf. I'm gonna start the clock. All right, 30 minutes for a amused werewolf playing a VR game. What I usually do here, because with that, with this prompt here, you know, there's a certain narrative happening here, right? So, oops, put that up there. I want to, like, illustrations should always like tell a story and stuff. There's even, you know, even if you look hard enough, like even portraits, there are stories. For this, I want to sort of build a sort of composition, and sometimes, a lot of times, when I don't even know where to start, I just draw a line, you know, like a triangle or something like that. And I'm going to use that as a guide for my composition, so that maybe I want to have the werewolf here. I'll just draw a VR thing here, like goggles on him. See how I'm just being really loose here, because you could always refine later on. When you're drawing on pencil and paper, make sure to draw light enough at the beginning so that you can later on darken the strokes that you're happy with. Like go over them with even a pen, like a pen. Start off with pencil and go over with a pen. Here I'm just we're doing a throwing up thing, so pose sort of retching, and you know, person is like bent over, doubled over like that, right? That's what I'm gonna do. I always start off with a this action line here, just to get that feeling, and then I block in like the torso, and then like an oval for the pelvis. And a werewolf is a little, you know, it's a lot different than the anatomy for a dog's head is, you know, definitely different than a human's. So I'm just blocking in things like a sort of snout, right? It's kind of, sort of a cylinder. You guys can see that. My cat is being needy right now, maybe because she knows I'm drawing a werewolf. Anyways, so torso happening here. And then you just branch out with the appendages or limbs. Good morning, Ro. Hello, Karina. You're not late. So, Karina, the prompt is up here, the top. It's an amused werewolf. I don't know how you can be amused and throwing up absolutely everywhere. But maybe, you know, I hate throwing up. It's the worst for me. Anyways. I think I'm gonna, for Christmas, man, they've been doing those Oculus things. Looking forward to something, or maybe I should get, I wonder what's better, the Oculus or the PlayStation one. And I guess with Facebook now becoming Meta, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. In fact, I'll do this. Oculus or PlayStation VR. There's a poll if you're watching on YouTube. I'll leave it open for the whole duration. Gross. I'll make it really goopy. Projectile vomiting. When you're doing like liquid, these sort of I'm just trying the overall shape of it, then you can go into details later on, like extra droplets that are happening, like these guys right here. But overall the shape of this thing is kind of like a cone, right? Actually almost looks like a Christmas tree coming out of his mouth. It's really gross. So as you see here, just drawing, just being very loose. It's always good to be loose. Later on, when you start to refine it, that's where you can get a little, a little more exact with your strokes. One vote for PlayStation VR. I think it's fairly everybody here is younger, and I think they're probably going to go VR because Facebook feels like old people stuff now, huh? Just saying. At least that's what I hear from people. Like with this line right here, I'll use that for the arm, for the other arm. It's kind of a weird thing. I'll just put the hand right here, and then sort of have the arm going underneath the spew. Like, you know how they in the movies and stuff, a werewolf's paw is a mixture between a human hand and a paw, and they always make the fingers like severely distorted and long. So I'm going to take advantage of that sort of fact. They have like big long nails. So we're at 17 minutes. We're in good shape. Me. I think the spew, like what I'm calling that, the spew, just adding these little details of the gloop. See how I'm jumping all around the place too, right? I'm not staying in one spot. So I'm like, I was working on the spew earlier, and now I'm gonna go jump over here to the legs, and how the pants, you know, those have the pants that are sort of broken, you know, ripped up at the ends there, because you know the transformation from a human to a werewolf, you know, it's not very kind on clothes. Hand here. It just looks like scribbles, right? Because I'm drawing on top of it. This is, you know, when you get really, gotta be loose with it, and then you're able to sort of sculpt your lines, sculpt your shapes into being on this on this 2D space. Less than 15 minutes, half the time. Erase some of these guidelines that I had going. To see the sort of composition I had going here, right? Like I had the triangular thing happening going on. Okay, I think I'm gonna start doing some cleanup now. Now this is easy on digital because I can just add another layer up here at the top right here. Those of you who are doing it on pencil and paper, what you could do is put another piece of paper on top of it and then use that to ink, to put like in more pen lines or stuff like that. That's one way. Another way, like I said before, was to draw like really softly and sort of build up your lines. And the more you practice at it, the more you get more sure of your lines. So that's why I say continue to keep drawing. Utilize that time to work on that. Let me see here. Use my gritty lobster. And so now what I'm doing here is I'm going to start to sort of clean up, go over this with another layer on with more sure lines. Fangs going on there, right? So even here, like, I can go over with another layer. I'm still sort of being loose and still exploring my lines and making decisions as to how I want everything to be shaped. I'll just do this for something like that. And here you can just do, just like lines like this. The ear's going. There's always these tufts of hair sticking out of the ear. I always try to do, when I'm inking, you know, cleaning up things, try to go from front to back. So, like, what is more foremost in the picture? So I want to do these lines. These sort of globular things of the spew. And inside, so I'm doing the contour of the shape, but inside there should be little breaks in the fluid, depending on the viscosity like the thickness of it. So I would imagine that whatever a werewolf eats is pretty viscous. I'm sorry to if like this is grossing you out. It is pretty gross. There we go. Hand there. As you can see, when I want to pay attention to like the physics of water too, how it interacts with like fluids, how they interact with, you know, the environment around them. So this is why I'm drawing these sorts of things here. If you see it in the little inset right here, how some parts of the water or fluid might be like breaking out from the actual whole shape of this. And also inside in the interior there are breaks where maybe the fluid is sort of breaking apart from the whole shape of the overall shape. And I'm drawing them elongated along the action line, you know, so it shows a sense of direction.